Good evening, good evening. We'll have plenty more time to talk at your tables during dinner. It's great to have you here. My name is Steve Barry, and I'm glad to be back here for my 10th year emceeing this most incredible event for Des Moines University and the Glanton Scholarship Program. Before we get started, I'd like to make a mention of just a few people that are here tonight. I can't do it all. That'd be like some host of the Academy Awards mentioning everybody in the audience, but just a few people. First of all, Governor Terry Branstad. Governor. Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds. Man about town, Johnny Danos. A woman who is simultaneously in 15 different places tonight, including here, Loretta Seaman. DMU Board Chair Larry Baker. And State Senator Jack Hatch was supposed to be here. We just got word that he was running late and got picked up for speeding on I-80 on his way out here tonight. So he may be running just a little bit late. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years ago, the leaders of Des Moines University took steps to begin changing the face and future of healthcare in Iowa and around the world. Then, Des Moines University President and now Iowa Governor Terry Branstad reached out to longtime DMU employee Dwayne Murray on how the university could attract minority students who are underrepresented in the healthcare professions. During this meeting, they decided to take a tip from historically black colleges and offer scholarships to highly qualified minority students for whom a graduate healthcare degree may be financially out of reach. Governor Branstad took the idea and he ran with it, getting some key people on board, including many who are here tonight. This 10th anniversary is a pivotal moment in the history of Des Moines University and the life of its students. I would like to invite three of these Glanton pioneers who were there since the beginning to join me down front right here. Governor Branstad, representing Prairie Meadows, Julie Stewart, and with Des Moines University, Dwayne Murray. And we're going to have them help us all welcome a decade worth of champions of diversity, the Glanton Scholarship Dinner honorees. Julie and Dwayne. Dan Hartzer, if you would do the honors. Our official bugler, Dan Hartzer, ladies and gentlemen. It's the official call, post call for our past honorees, and those who couldn't be here, we'll show their pictures and we'll have someone coming down in their stead. First up, escorted by Des Moines University Glanton Scholarship recipients are Mrs. Willie Stevenson Glanton, the inaugural 2004 Glanton Minority Scholarship honoree, escorted by physical therapy student Amanda Brandt. (2005) honoree, the late Monroe Colston, represented by his lovely wife, Frances, who is escorted by Gabriel Jefferson, a physician assistant student. Our 2006 honoree, W. Thomas Phillips, escorted by Leo Montgomery, a physician assistant student. Our 2007 honoree, the late Marvin Pomerantz, represented by Ian Odeji, a podiatric medical student. (2008) honoree, Renee Hardman, escorted by Derek Sanchez, a physical therapy student. Our 2009 honoree was Simon Estes. He is represented by Anna Resendez, a podiatric medical student. Our 2010 honoree was Governor Robert D. Ray, and he was not able to make it tonight. We send out our best wishes to him. He is represented by Adrian Simeon, an osteopathic medical student. Our 2011 honoree was Suku Radia. He was not able to make it tonight, and for some people that's okay. Whom we will hear from later this evening. He is represented by alumnus and physician assistant Russell Dixon. And our 2012 honoree, Connie Weimer, represented by Ebony Vincent, a podiatric medical student. And unfortunately, our 2013 honoree was not able to make it this evening, but oh, he did. Okay, good. All right. Please stand, ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of this year's 2013 Glanton Scholarship Dinner honoree, Gary Palmer, escorted by the President and CEO of Des Moines University, Dr. Angela Walker Franklin. Now, if I could all ask you to take a seat for our invocation that will be provided tonight by Monsignor Frank Magnano of Christ the King Catholic Church here in Des Moines. Monsignor.
Thank you, Steve. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, source of all goodness, we thank you for sharing with us the goodness and generosity that is your very being, making us good, sharing in your very nature. Bless those who do good and become good by responding to your invitation, by responding to your inspiration, to channel your goodness to others, especially to those in need. Bless those gathered here this evening, those who have chosen to be generous to minority students, who aspire to a quality education in the healthcare profession. Their generosity extends beyond the students, affecting the health and well-being of patients whom those future professionals will serve in the decades ahead. Bless in a special way the generosity of Prairie Meadows toward this effort and tonight's honoree. Be with us as we share fellowship and food. Bless those who have produced and delivered, prepared, and who will serve this food to us. Keep us always grateful to you for your unending goodness and blessings to us. Amen. Thank you.
Thanks, Monsignor. During dinner, we invite you to enjoy information on your tables about this remarkable institution. And on the screens, you'll see the sponsors who supported tonight's event at the $5,000 and greater level. Enjoy your dinner, enjoy your conversation, and we'll be back with our program after dinner. Thank you. We've got to keep moving. We have an agenda, and as I promised, as I always do, I promised Ed Skinner we'd have him home in time for The Voice tonight. But tonight we are celebrating the individuals and organizations that make such a huge difference in our community and in healthcare by supporting the Glanton Scholarship. Tonight also gives us the opportunity to celebrate an institution that's been part of the Des Moines community for 115 years. Please enjoy, yep. I think they were still using leeches back then, but please enjoy a quick glimpse on some of the ways Des Moines University is doing a world of good.
Des Moines University was founded in 1898 as the Dr. S.S. Still College of Osteopathy, located in a 4-story building at 1428 Locust Street in downtown Des Moines. The nation's second oldest osteopathic medical school, DMU has since advanced as an exceptional institution with state-of-the-art facilities on a 22-acre campus in the heart of Iowa's capital. Its academic offerings have expanded to 9 graduate programs in 3 colleges: osteopathic medicine, podiatric medicine and surgery, and health sciences. DMU prepares future healthcare professionals and leaders to serve our community, state, our nation, and our world. Numbers tell part of the story, such as DMU's 1,800 full and part-time students and more than 2,000 graduates who live and work in 97 of Iowa's 99 counties. In the past year, the DMU clinic served the public by providing approximately 35,000 patient visits in family medicine, podiatric medicine, osteopathic manual medicine, physical therapy, and other areas. In addition, every year the university generates approximately $136 million to enrich the central Iowa economy. But DMU is much more than the sum of these parts. Every year, literally hundreds of Iowa kids receive free physicals from DMU students and faculty that allow them to participate in school sports. In November, as they do every year, DMU students and faculty will provide health screenings and information to older Iowans at the university's free senior health fair. Every week, Iowa youth learn about the body and about medicine through DMU's Community Ambassadors Program. Low-income Iowans receive information and health services in DMU's mobile clinic and in local free clinics staffed by university students and faculty. On a given day, you'll find DMU students volunteering at local elementary schools, healthcare centers, and hospitals. They also offer friendship and resources to individuals living in our city's homeless camps. All of these and many other aspects of Des Moines University make it so much more than that set of buildings on Grand Avenue. DMU is an engaged, active community that does a world of good with its focus on preparing highly competent, compassionate healthcare providers, other professionals, and leaders.
Well, the great people of Des Moines University include its president and CEO, Dr. Angela Walker Franklin. President Franklin became the university's 15th president in March of 2011 and is the first African-American woman to serve as a president of a medical health sciences university. She's devoted her career to enhancing education and opening doors for others. A member of the Greater Des Moines Committee and Greater Des Moines Partnership, she chaired the 2013 Go Red for Women campaign of the Des Moines chapter of the American Heart Association. President Franklin also has worked to give the university a role in Iowa's Healthiest State Initiative and in Des Moines' efforts to be a World Health Organization age-friendly city. It's no wonder that in September, the African American Museum of Iowa named her an Iowa History Maker for her lasting contributions to the history, culture, and quality of life in Iowa. President Franklin, it's my honor to welcome you to the stage tonight.
Good evening, and what a wonderful evening it is to look out and see so many people here in support of our students at Des Moines University. It is my pleasure and privilege to serve as president of Des Moines University. Actually, I'm honored to serve. Even though this is just my third Glanton Scholarship Dinner, I would like to just first acknowledge those many visionaries who came before me, Governor Branstad, Dwayne Murray, Prairie Meadows, and representatives who are here. You were there to start this life-changing fund 10 years ago. And I'm deeply grateful to you and many others who embrace and continue to invest in Des Moines University's efforts to increase opportunities for our students. We're also grateful to the selfless individuals who serve on the Glanton Scholarship Dinner Committee. Would all current members of the committee please stand and accept our gratitude for your leadership and service? Members of the committee. Whether you are attending this dinner for the first time or whether you have done so every year over the past decade, all of you are part of an extraordinary effort to change the face of healthcare for the better. To give you a sense of your important contribution, I ask that all of the students in the room please stand. Students. These students are our communities and our world's future healthcare leaders, and we're so pleased that they're here with us. It is because of them that we do what we do at Des Moines University. Finally, Des Moines University can be proud of its high quality, our excellence in all that we do. We have great students. We also have great faculty, staff, and administrators, and many of them are here in the audience. But I'd like to just draw attention to another special group of individuals, our members of our Board of Trustees, because they provided leadership to this institution for many years of the past and many more years to come. So members of the Board of Trustees, will you please stand to be acknowledged? It is at times like these that we all step back and reflect on the many opportunities that we have before us. And thanks to your generosity, our many students have an opportunity before them that might not otherwise be there. So we are really grateful for all of the support that you've given. When you open the doors for others, you may not see the impact of your actions, at least not right away. But all individuals and organizations that support the Glanton Scholarship Fund have a huge impact, both on the lives of our students and on the patients, communities, and professions they will go on to serve. I'd now like you to meet two of those individuals, Derek Sanchez and Russell Dixon, who exemplify your impact and the ripple effect it will continue to have. So at this point, Derek, please join me on the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin. Good evening. My name is Derek Sanchez, and I'm a third-year student at Des Moines University's Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Throughout my attendance at Des Moines University, I've been fortunate to learn many, many things. Even some things a book can't tell you. For instance, you can quickly acquire a taste for coffee in grad school. Even if you resist, trust me, I've tried. Similar to the local nightlife, the school will kick you out at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was there, the custodians, they don't take well to it. And no matter how many times you ask, the librarians will not let you sublease a study room in the library to live in. They just won't take you. All kidding aside, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to express my gratitude to all the supporters of the Glanton Scholarship Fund. Your dollars make a huge difference to me and the other recipients of the scholarship. Your support represents the confidence you have in us to become the best possible healthcare providers and leaders. Thank you for acting upon this belief and trust that we will fulfill that destiny. I am deeply and personally grateful for you because that always hasn't been the case for me in this profession. My interest in physical therapy began when I tore my ACL my junior year of high school. Initially, the idea of a rehabilitation program doesn't exactly excite a 17-year-old, but I'll never forget it because that's when my interest started for physical therapy. During my first year and my first semester of undergrad, however, I came to another obstacle in my path, my academic advisor. I won't name any names, but let's just say she wasn't my #1 fan. I'll actually never forget what she said to me. She said, "Derek, your grades aren't good enough, and I definitely don't ever see you being a physical therapist in the future." And here I am now. To be completely honest, schooling has never came easy to me. And I know what you're all thinking. How can that be? He's so charming, right? He's so charming. Yeah, but that's definitely not the case. I was never the top student. I wasn't the student who could easily memorize notes or had a photographic memory. I was a student that had to stay up all night studying with the hopes and dreams and aspirations of becoming a physical therapist. However, this path has not been an easy one for me. My academia has now become my #1 priority. And I've had to give up several things I like. For instance, I gave up early morning tailgating, and now I replace that with early morning note cards. It's kind of a give and take. The amount of studying feels endless, and the financial costs are constantly rising. Being a healthcare provider and wanting to help others comes at a large cost of stress and loans. In fact, a survey in 2010 found that the average tuition cost for a private graduate school PT program, not including the cost of living and undergraduate costs, was around $86,000. The average entry-level PT salary, so an individual such as myself coming out of school, annual salary was around $53,000 a year. This is why you may never see a PT rolling around in a Ferrari or wearing a Rolex. It's our genuine need to help others that pushes healthcare students through this grueling education. There's so many obstacles and hurdles in graduating from an upper-level degree program in the healthcare field. And the Glanton Scholarship has more than just eased the financial burden. The Glanton Scholarship has given me a clear perspective on how important it is to give back to the community. Throughout these past years, I have been so fortunate to meet people that strive to make me a better person. This scholarship has proven to me that one selfless act can truly, truly change someone's life. I can't speak enough about how grateful I am again to receive this gift. And I look forward to carrying out this tradition not only in my career, but also in my personal life. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Russell Dixon, and I am a 2011 graduate of Des Moines University's Physician Assistant Program. I am currently practicing in the emergency department of a rural southern Iowa hospital to better help serve the rural and underserved people of our great state. I am truly honored and humbled to be a part of this wonderful program tonight. And just 5 years ago, I sat out there as a first-year PA student, honored to have been selected to receive the Glanton Scholarship. 2 years ago, I was also able to speak before many of you about my experience as a student and how this scholarship changed my life. Today, I stand before you as a proud DMU alum to say thanks again for believing in not only me, but all of us whom have received this scholarship. I am honored today to be able to give back to the scholarship fund by hosting a table as well. To me, thank you. To me, this scholarship meant more than just making the cost of education more affordable. We all understand that it is getting more expensive to attend college at all levels. The scholarship is more than just a charitable donation to minority students at DMU. It is an investment in the lives of future healthcare professionals, many of which will be taking care of you, your families, and your friends. And trust me, the education and training at DMU is second to none. I feel confident in the training that I received and capable to work alongside many other providers from all over the country. I hope to see this scholarship continue to grow. It is making a difference. It is changing lives. When we give to charitable causes such as these, we want to know that what we are supporting is making a difference. Well, I stand before you today to reassure you that you are making a difference. As a proud DMU alum, I say now we are making a difference. This is truly one of the most impactful gifts you will ever give. It has opened the doors for me, and those doors may have not have been opened had the scholarship not have been available. And it will continue to open doors for many more students to come. I would personally want to ask for your continued support for this scholarship fund. It is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Thank you.
And I know we're here to celebrate someone who's been so instrumental in working with this program from the start, but this is really what it's about, what these two medical people had to say tonight. That's what this whole scholarship is about and why we're here. Part of why we're here anyway. You know, some of our previous honorees we had mentioned earlier, I know that a lot of them had really some great music as part of their program here. If you remember, you were here for Governor Bob Ray's. We had a tape of Marilyn May, who was saying hi, and she sang again her Let a Winner Lead the Way. When Simon Estes was here, I mean, he sang for himself. I mean, that's musical highlight of your own evening. Well, we thought it would be appropriate to do the same thing for Gary Palmer because he's that important. And he loves music. If you've ever heard him sing, you'll know that his love runs deep. In fact, you may have been to some events where he's been, where he's got a favorite singer, and he's hired this person for many, many times. She has sung at his mother's birthday. I think it was her 80th birthday. His wife's family reunion. His daughter's weddings. And she has sung at the staff and board of directors business retreats for here at Prairie Meadows, among others. But she's never really sung for Gary. And we thought tonight that might be a very appropriate thing. And to really take this event from high class to low brow, as quickly as you can. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the only talent that Prairie Meadows could afford tonight. Please welcome Sugar.
How is everybody? Boy, y'all look so nice. Don't I look nice too? I dressed special for this tonight. I tried to be a little sparkly like all you guys tonight. You look so good. You look so handsome, so beautiful. Am I in the right party? Am I in the right party? You know, I want you to know, Steve, I saw that Governor Branstad earlier, and he makes me flutter because he reminds me of Tom Selleck with that mustache and everything. So gives me the vipers, right? The vapors, whatever you call it. Hey, can I do something special tonight? I want to do something for Mr. Gary tonight. Gary, come here, sweetheart. Come here. How are you? Wonderful. You look so good tonight. Thank you, darling. I dressed. My wife's with me. That's all right. She knows all about this. Just nod and say yes, Ginger. Okay, come on. Come on, I want you to come with me. Come on over this way, Gare. Follow me. Follow me. No, this is all for you, pumpkin. Right there. You just go right on up there. And I'll follow you. Right here. This chair's just for you. Yep, right there, sweetheart. Are you ready for me, Gare? He doesn't know nothing about this. This is all my doing. This is just for you. You know, I sing a lot for other people's and your families and everything like that. And I want to sing a special song just for you tonight. This is all for you, Gare. You sure you don't want to take off your jacket or something?
Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Yes, I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted. And then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry?
That's going to be all over the net tomorrow.
Wondering, what in the world did I do? Ooh, I'm crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for love.
Move your hand.
Then you,
I won't hurt you.
crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for crying.
No, I didn't put my weight on you.
And crazy for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you.
Congratulations! You're so cute. Can I give you some sugar?
Can I go sit down?
Not yet. Can I give you some sugar?
What kind of sugar?
Low-fat sugar. Just a little one. Right here. Get the napkin ready, Ginge. There you go. Right there. See? You're welcome, sweetheart. Come on, you're done now. Get out of here. He's firing him. He's firing him right now. It was nice knowing you, Steve. You're welcome. Come on, precious. I'll help you back down.
Gina Gedler is sugar.
Bye-bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Gary just informed me that next year's ceremony will be held at the Runnels Super 8. Okay. I had nothing to do with it. A tradition of the Glanton dinner, beyond thanking our scholarship donors and recognizing DMU students, is honoring individuals who, like Des Moines University, are doing a world of good with their leadership and service. We've invited some friends of the 2013 Glanton honoree to share their insights on the wonderful impact he has had and continues to have on our community and beyond. Suku Radia has helped lead several major companies as well as seemingly countless professional, economic development, educational, and charitable organizations. He's president and CEO of Bankers Trust and himself a past Glanton honoree. Suku regrets he couldn't join us tonight in person, but he's with us in spirit and via the magic of video. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen and Mr. Suku Radia.
Good evening. I'm absolutely delighted to be a part of this gala evening honoring my dear friend Gary Palmer. My wife Mary, who serves on the board of Des Moines University, joins me in extending well wishes to all of you and to you especially, Gary. We regret that we are unable to attend this year's event for the Glanton Scholarship Program because of a travel conflict. We will be in China with a group of physicians, but you'll be glad to know that most of them are graduates of Des Moines University. Gary, no matter what time it is in Beijing, we will toast you appropriately. Now, Gary has been involved with the Glanton Scholarship Program since its inception, and I cannot think of a more deserving honoree than Gary Palmer. He has been an ardent supporter of the program every single year and has worked tirelessly to raise monies so that this program can be the success it has become. I am proud of my friendship with you, Gary, and you've been a wonderful mentor to me. Gary, as you know, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you, and I know that there's nothing you wouldn't do for me. So why don't we spend the rest of our lives doing nothing for each other? In all seriousness, Gary, you are like a brother to me, albeit a much older brother. That just means you're wiser and you can get away with playing practical jokes on me. One of your more recent practical jokes is one I cannot share with this wonderful audience because they would question our collective sanity. What I can share with the audience, however, is the fact that you and I have helped a number of great causes in the community by being a part of the lawn chair drill team. So please watch this video.
A 10, cut, count of a 2, hot, hup, 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 commentary, halt, present, share, 1, 2, 3, 4, right shoulder, chair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Prepare, chair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand on it, hand on it. A 10. Hut. 1, 2, 3, 4. Column of 1. Hup. All our wives say we are lazy.
All our wives say we are lazy.
Our laying around just drives them crazy.
Our laying around just drives them crazy.
But what are we supposed to do?
But what are we supposed to do?
Can't look this good and work hard too.
Can't look this good and work hard too.
Company! Halt! Company right! Face! Zipper quicker!
Zipper quicker!
Ha! Hey! Come on out there, down the line, dress it up!
Straighten it up.
I hike 'em up.
Hike 'em up.
Flip, chair, up, drop, chair, up, sit down.
Yes, folks, that video inspired us. Gary and I assembled a group of community leaders, all middle-aged, who were willing to help at 6 different not-for-profit galas, as well as at a pep rally at Iowa State University, making fools of themselves in their boxers. The participation of Prairie Meadows helping the Glanton Scholarship Program has been truly remarkable, and because of Gary, Prairie Meadows has always been the single largest donor to this great program. Gary, I'm proud of you. I also know that you have an absolutely wonderful family, so my best to Ginger and the girls and their respective families. You are absolutely the finest. I love you like a brother. And just one last statement that Ginger read off to me the other day. She said, you know what? I wish that Gary would grow up as he's getting older. Thank you.
Our next guest has been Prairie Meadows Council for ever. He's been a confidant of Gary, and for all of us here, his insight, his intelligence, and his legal acumen, and he's just been a great friend for all of us. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Flynn.
Thank you. It's a great honor, and to be here and to be able to participate with a true friend in a very special event. When I heard that Suku was going to be participating and Lynette following me, and of course when you got Steve Barry, you got a loose cannon, you don't know what's going to get talked about, but I thought, are we all going to say the same thing? And Gary has lots of virtues to extol, but he only has so many virtues to extol. Are we just going to be duplicative? And so I thought, well, I'll really get risky, and I'll write a poem. Now, everybody in the room is a poet, so this is, but you're at a charitable event, and so I ask you to accept poetry with a charitable mind, as you did when you gave a donation. I don't normally expose my poetry to public. I wrote a poem for my wife when we got married, for my kids when they graduated from high school, mother on Mother's Day, and so it usually stays in the family. The only other person that I've ever written a poem for that made it into the public was Jim Rasmussen. Kurt's father and Lynette's father-in-law, and so I thought, well, I'll just go out and we'll try it, and you just you don't have to like it, but Gary's forgiving, and I know he'll accept it. There are a couple of things you need to know, or you won't understand a couple of things. Gary has 2 daughters, Wendy Murphy and her husband Bill, who live in Chicago. And they have 2 daughters. One is Sophie, age 5, and Madeline, or Maddie, age 3. And then we have Kyle and Amanda Mertz, who live in Altoona. Anybody who's a voter in Altoona, Kyle's trying to get elected, so please vote for him. And they have 2 boys. Now, this is what you need to know, otherwise this poem could get confusing. They have 2 boys. One is named Palmer, and he's age 3. And the other one is named Flynn, and he's 6 months. And Maddie and Sophie call Gary Papa. Palmer calls Gary GP. All of them call Ginger Gigi. Flynn just calls for food and to change a diaper. Okay, so I don't know if they're going to put the poem actually up, but that's all right. If they don't, I'll read slow and remember you're at a charitable event. It's called GP Honoree. From high school to the Air Force in '64, England for 3 years, Nam for 2 more. In service to country, he flew in harm's way, life-threatening encounters still vivid today. To Grandview College upon his return, and then to Drake U for more to discern. He and Ginger married in 1970. Since then, he said, it's just been heavenly. With 2 lovely daughters, have they been blessed, although when dating, Gary seldom did rest. Wendy married Bill, and Amanda wed Kyle. 4 adored grandchildren now bring many smiles. Sophie, Maddie, Palmer, and Flynn. Funny comments and questions again and again. Their grandparents kept young at heart and alert, occasionally in need of an energy spurt. At their house, many toys beckon young ones to play with Papa and Gigi. They oft get their way. Young Palmer gets rides with his pal GP in golf cart or truck if they can just find the key. Ask his staff what they think of their CEO. Retort comes quick, he's a gentle soul. High energy with humor and good attitude, respectful, generous, and much gratitude. He leads by example, a most worthy trait. Tarry not to meet him, he's never late. Many things does he do exceptionally well, but from tall, tall buildings he will not repel. The company has risen to lofty heights amidst and despite some notorious fights with regulators, supervisors, and a few horse groups and reporters grasping for headline scoops. When historians write of Prairie Meadows and focus is given to worthy fellows, Gary will be praised for commitment and vision and the manner in which he pursued its mission. At work or at play, a hard-charging guy, a prankster fun-living, a gleam in his eye, no doubt of the source there could be no other. His joy and his spunk came from his mother. If to the hospital your body must go, from illness, a wound, or some other foe, count on his vision to brighten your day and his gift of knowing just what to say. Helping others comes natural in donations or deed. Readily he supports community needs. The Glanton Scholarship he helped to create, students in healthcare much appreciate. To honor him, appropriate indeed, although recognition he does not need. At home in his grubbies is fine enough, with family and friends, no frills or fluff. Now before we dote and become too effusive, we must also remark about the elusive. His golf balls go hither and thither and yon, by the 18th hole, most of them gone. A faithful friend beyond any measure. Time spent with him is priceless treasure. Memories abound to share with you, but time is short, so you just got a few. Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you very much, Tom. Our next guest to speak about Gary has deep roots here. As Tom mentioned, her father-in-law, late father-in-law, was Jim Rasmussen, who was instrumental in really getting Prairie Meadows off the ground and had been a great friend to Prairie Meadows for years, as well as his family. And Lynette of her own accord, with her great horse racing acumen and her ability to get things done. That's why she was on our board of directors for many years, and I believe is our chairman for a while as well. And I'm sure she has some wonderful things to say about Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lynette Rasmussen.
Thank you. In this month's Iowa Lawyer magazine, Guy Cook, current president of the Iowa State Bar Association, wrote a president's message entitled, "What Makes a Good Judge?" He recognized the high caliber of the Iowa Bar and the exceptional quality of judges that we have in Iowa. He then spotlighted 4 remarkable judges. One of these judges was Luther Glanton. His legal skills were renowned, but it was the description by Mr. Cook of Luther Glanton that made me think of Gary Palmer. Judge Glanton was compassionate, gregarious, and known for his thundering laugh. In other words, he was a likable guy. By the number of people we have here tonight to honor Gary Palmer, I think it is evident that Gary is also a likable guy. So what makes us like Gary so much? Gary's a regular guy. He attended high school in Bondurant-Farrar. He earned his associate's degree at Grandview, received his BA with a degree in business from Drake University. We know where Gary came from. He grew up in the eastern Polk County and made his life in Des Moines. Gary is also a regular guy who frequently meets with the state's prominent business and political leaders. He is involved, he is present, he is a part of the conversation on many of the issues that are important. He comes to the table as a regular guy who has the best interests of his area at heart. People like that. We also like Gary because he's humble. Gary's more comfortable promoting, encouraging, and listening than he is grandstanding, controlling the conversation, and dictating direction. I know to a certain degree this award and the several he has already received has caused him some discomfort being in the spotlight. Gary, rest assured that the people here to honor you tonight are the ones that you have encouraged and listened to, and we are very happy to recognize your accomplishments. You are humble enough to give Prairie Meadows credit for all the good work that has been done. You make it look easy and simple. I know for a fact it's not, and that your leadership has been instrumental for the successes that have occurred here, and you have done so much to make the greater Des Moines area a better place. A case in point would be this successful dinner and scholarship. Former president of Des Moines University, Governor Branstad, had a vision to start this scholarship. In a brainstorming session with his friend Gary Palmer, this dinner and the scholarship was hatched. It has become a huge success. Why? Because Gary can bring people together by encouraging, listening, and making things happen behind the scenes. He's a humble guy, and people like that. We also like Gary because he's fun-loving. Like Judge Glanton, Gary has a zest for life. I originally thought I was to introduce Gary, so I spent some time digging around in his bio and the websites that surround all of his accomplishments. I will let you read his bio for yourself, but I would like to focus on one little aspect that I wasn't aware of and made perfect sense to me. Gary is a member of the Royal Order of the Jesters. This is part of the Masonic order, and I wouldn't pretend to know what goes on. However, when I read the mission about the order, I understand why Gary was selected as a member. The Royal Order of Jesters is simply a fun organization with absolutely no serious intent. The order feels that there are times after their hard work and dedication to family and to mankind that everyone should remember to laugh and appreciate the good work they have done. I don't ever remember Gary running off to a Jesters meeting, but I can say that he does remember to laugh, and he loves to celebrate the good work that he's done. The one area that Gary is not a humble or a regular guy is with his grandchildren. He isn't a regular guy in that I'm pretty sure that Gary would wear a super grandpa cape if one was provided for him. And he isn't a humble guy in that I'm pretty sure he thinks his 4 grandchildren are the smartest and cutest kids in the world. In my opinion, Gary has sown this ground carefully and deliberately. He began by picking a perfect helpmate in Ginger. Together, they worked hard to raise 2 talented and beautiful daughters, Wendy and Amanda. He then fully adopted his sons-in-law, Bill and Kyle, as full members of the family. Amanda has said that she often hears that people assume Kyle is Gary's son and she's the daughter-in-law. And then the rest just happened. Gary's oldest grandson, Palmer, calls him GP, as we heard, and he can't wait to climb on his lap and help him mow the yard again and again. Palmer says, "It's the best day in the world when I get to spend it with my GP." It's a love affair on both sides. All the grandchildren, Madeline, Sophie, Palmer, and Flynn, love to sing with Gary and belt out the lyrics of their favorite song. Okay, name that tune. Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Many Saturday mornings have joyously been spent eating breakfast on the bed with all the grandkids, belting out the best of the Carpenters. Gary is likable because he's filled with love. On a final note, my father-in-law and Gary were good friends for many years. We are sad that he has been gone for 10 years. I know that several of us think of him often and feel his happiness for us during times of celebration. I know Jim would be very happy for you, Gary. You are a regular guy with more blessings than you can count, and you are enjoying every minute of it. I think that's why we like you.
Well, I'm not sure if much more needs to be said about our 2013 Glanton Scholarship honoree, but please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome tonight's honoree and my former boss, Mr. Gary Palmer.
You know, thank you all so much. This is definitely an honor for me and my friends Lynette, Tom Flynn, and Suku, wherever he may be tonight, for all those kind words. I appreciate it very much. You know, going back to my family here at Prairie Meadows and our charge of helping the community, doing what we can, I couldn't do it without the great staff we have, the understanding board of directors that give us a lot of time to do community work, and the results we get. We're very dedicated, and we love this community, and when you start working with people like Des Moines University, it's easy. You see the gentleman that spoke tonight, the graduates from the university. It's just great. You know, we plan on being a participant for many years because the results are so gratifying, and Dr. Franklin, Governor Branstad, with his great idea, Julie Stewart, this guy that used to work for us, Steve Berry. It's amazing what we can do. And, you know, again, with this community and all the people in it, it's the most generous community I've ever seen in my life. Naturally, I've lived here all my life. But we all know when we go to United Way, we go to Character Counts. We go to any of these great organizations and we help. We get more help and more money because everybody in this community cares for each other and the things we do. And I'm just absolutely honored to be here this evening. And I thank everyone for their kindness. I thank everyone for being here. My wife, my children. He is my son-in-law. He's not my son. I want to get that straight. Thanks anyway, Lynette. He is running for office, so if you live in Altoona, vote next Tuesday, week from tonight. So I just want to thank all of you for coming, my friends from all over, my family, for coming tonight. Also got a very close friend, Dan Keel, and his family and his workers from Riverside Casino. We do a lot of work together. We're glad they drove up from Iowa City today just for this. And everyone that's come today, it's for a great cause, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. This is a great honor. Thank you so much.
Well, as we head down the back stretch of the evening, please join me in welcoming back to the stage President Franklin.
Gary, come closer, please. That first meeting more than a decade ago was the starting gate, so to speak, for the Glanton Scholarship Dinner. From that moment on, you and Prairie Meadows have stayed in the saddle and have always gone the extra mile for Des Moines University. Your dedication has inspired many others, all here tonight, to add their support of our students. And while this particular effort doesn't have a finish line, we are deeply grateful you've always bet on Des Moines University. Please accept this symbol of our gratitude and our pledge to continue preparing future generations of exceptional healthcare professionals. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
I now invite Glanton Dinner Committee members, Julie Stewart of Prairie Meadows and Michael Sadler of CenturyLink to the podium.
On behalf of the Glanton Committee and all that have supported the Glanton Scholarship Fund, we present this year's check to President Franklin and the students in the amount of $266,832.
$266,832. I'm going to say it again for effect. One more time. The Glanton Scholarship Fund was established in 2004, and I'm proud to announce today that we have $1.6 million in that fund and have awarded $695,000 in scholarships over that time. That's huge. Thanks for all your support.
Once again, we want to thank you for your support and investment in Des Moines University. Thank you very much.
The Glanton Dinner would not be complete without acknowledging the Des Moines couple who inspired this award and who have selflessly served their community and the causes of justice and equality for all. Mrs. Glanton is here tonight at table number 1, and she has a message that she has recorded for all of you to hear.
The Glanton Scholarship means to me far more than any words can describe. But I'm going to try and do the best that I can to tell you just what it has done for us. Number one, I look at the number of students that it has attracted. I think that unless you have people who are here, it's difficult to know what progress is. We've been pleased because we've seen so many of our students succeed. I feel that God has blessed me bountifully in a number of things that I seem to be able to do, and I'm very grateful. But I'll tell you, this university has a place in our hearts, Luther's and mine, although he's not here with me. He has that place in his heart, along with me, for our love and our best wishes always from him to us. And I know my dear husband Luther is looking down from glory, saying, "Well done."
On behalf of President Franklin and all the wonderful staff at Des Moines University for their hard work, Gary Palmer and all the staff here, Governor Branstad, and everybody who's been supportive of this terrific program for 10 years. It's an anniversary, it's a milestone, but it's also still just one more starting gate to keep this program going. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful night, and good evening.